Hey everyone, excuse me, Sarah from Bright Stitcher. It's Friday, February 5th, 6:30 in the evening. I have been wanting to do a video for the last week or so, and I haven't had a chance because of life and children and life. And so I have the house to myself tonight for a couple hours on a Friday night, all to myself. Which never happens. So I thought this is a perfect time. House is quiet, no interruptions. I can focus. I can ramble. And that's about that. So, oh, you ask, why do I have the house to myself on a Friday as a mother? How did that happen? Well, my oldest Abby is in kindergarten, and they're having their first daddy-daughter dance tonight. So she and my husband are at the dance. They just left. And she looks beautiful. So pretty. She's so excited. So she has like stick straight hair, and we tried to curl it. She thinks it's marvelous. All I can see is, your hair doesn't hold curl, child. Your hair hates curling irons. But she looks very pretty. She's got her new little dress. And then Elizabeth, the youngest, got to go spend the night with Grandma. So, I would have been fine with her being here, but she started throwing a fit when she realized there's a dance and she couldn't go because she's 3. So, I had to send reinforcements in. You want to do something special too? So she's real excited. She gets Grandma to herself. She never, ever gets my mom to herself. So, and she can terrorize their kitten, and life's good, though. So I've got a lot I want to talk about. I have progress on 2 WIPs. Got a little haul. I have a gift that was recently given to me by one of my stitchy friends. She is not well, she's done a little cross stitching, but she's not technically, considered a cross stitcher. She doesn't consider herself a cross stitcher, but she can cross stitch. But these are actually things she sewed with a sewing machine and gave them to me. And fun thing is, I kind of helped her with them, with part of it. So it was kind of, I guess, thanks for your help. But that's pretty awesome that she did that, because I didn't expect it. And then I have some fabric haul and a little haul from 123 Stitch, and I have a RAK that was given to me, and I have a giveaway. And you know what, let me do that part first so I don't forget. I subscribe to Just Cross Stitch magazine digitally, which I know a lot of people do, and I am working on Winter, the hands-on design, Priscilla Blaine collaboration of the chalkboard series. And because I'm doing it digitally, and you can't mark off on their digital issues on a Kindle, I'm having to do a screenshot and then take that screenshot as a photo and mark on it. Well, then in the photo editor, you can't highlight. You can just mark. So I can mark in yellow, but then it covers it up. So it's just been kind of a headache, and I really like this design. I want to keep stitching it. So I bit the bullet and went ahead and signed up for a physical subscription also. And my digital one falls off in the next couple months, so I'm not that worried about it. But so I signed up for it online like 3 weeks ago, and it said 6 to 8 weeks before you get your first issue. Great. That should be this upcoming issue. That'll be fine. So I went on eBay and bought a physical copy, not this one, another one, so I could mark up. And it's been going so much easier in my mind for me to keep track of what I'm doing and not have to mark and, digitally. And so anyway, I don't mind doing digital for small designs like the Daily Cross Stitch or the Frosted Pumpkin stitch along last year. That was fine. But when you're talking, okay, I can't show charts, but when you're talking bigger, more detailed charts, it's a pain to try to mark them digitally. So, for me, on my Kindle. So anyway, I had signed up. I ordered my issue from eBay. It showed up a few days later. Great, thanks. Working on it. Looking fabulous. And last weekend, my first issue of the subscription shows up, and it's the same magazine, the same issue. So, I thought, somebody out there doesn't have this. Somebody out there has to want this. It's got beautiful stuff in it this time. There's a pretty heart. This is part of the winter design, which is really fun. And, oh yeah, and this is in here. Gotta turn it so you don't see a chart. Cross-stitcher one. So, I am giving this away. Obviously, I'll pay for shipping, you know, whatever. So, just leave a comment if you would like to be entered, and I'll do the random org thing. This is what the winter one is. I have the first page done. Fine. Oh, yeah, the first page is done. This is the second page, and then some of the swirls, like the last inch at the bottom, is like the third page. You know, it's tiny amount of chart. I'm like, okay, I'm getting there, but man, I feel like it's just all of a sudden dragging. I think it's just because it's just so much of the same color, the white. I want to stitch it, and then I got so excited when I got to do the gray and like the orange color and the yellow. So I just need to push through and get it done. But anyway, giveaway. So just cross stitch. It is the 2016, February 2016 issue. So if anyone's interested in it, shoot me a message, comment, whatever. And I'll do that in the next week or so. Okay. I'm going to do a larger giveaway in the near future. I've got some patterns that I know I'm never going to get to. You know, just some stuff. And it's like Lizzie Kate or Little House Needlework, I think, is the majority of it. So anyway, I thought I'll do a giveaway pretty soon because I've gotten to over 550 subscribers recently. And I had, you know, like a year ago when I started watching Flosstube, that was kind of the thing. When you hit 500, you do a giveaway. And I've got there, and you know what? I'm gonna pass along the love. So, I want to show my WIPs first because I know some people, that's all they want to see are WIPs and they don't care about haul or, you know, whatever. So, okay. I am working. Heather Stitches got me, my brain is not working, I'm sorry. She's been working on her Henry VIII on Instagram, and that made me really want to pull mine out. And I think that's partly because she's working on a part. So anyway, this is the chart, or the kit. I believe she was working on these two over here, like their faces. And I'm working on, I started in the middle, because I always start in the middle, Henry's torso. And it really made me want to pull it out. Like, I haven't touched this kit. I got it in 2008, and I haven't touched it since. I mean, I'd started it, but well, it has just been sitting there. I need to do something with this. So, this past, what was that, 2 weeks ago I think I did it? I haven't touched it the last few days. But the first couple of days, I did this arm, and then all the ruby French knots, and finished up an arm over here. So he's pretty good size. It ends up being 17 by 14 inches. It's a DMC kit from the UK. It is out of print, out of production. If you look on eBay, sometimes you can find them. I know I paid around $50 for it, and that seems to be pretty standard. I didn't want to spend that much, but I wanted it so bad. I studied the Tudor period a lot in college, and I visited Hampton Court when I was 19. I went to the Tower of London, stood where Anne Boleyn's head was chopped off. I really felt a pull towards studying Tudor England, and So I really wanted to do this one. So that's why I'm doing it. I really like it. My husband recently asked me, why? What's the thing with you and Henry VIII? Why? I'm like, I don't know. That's what I was studying when I was... I majored in history in college. And we didn't have a whole lot of options as far as what specifically you wanted to focus on with history at the university I went to. So it was either American history, which I did take a lot of, but there were 2 professors. One did everything English history. Oh my word, this man knew everything. So I took several of his classes, and then the one professor, Dr. Tryfon, that really hooked me, pulled me, because I was a biology major. He pulled me into history because he would talk about, and it was like very basic European history class, and he would talk about how the weapons they used, like during the 1600s, 1500s, you know, way back. But he would talk about weapons they used, how to torture people, and he got so excited, like this little glint in his eye when he's talking about shoving a hot poker up someone's rear end, and you know how they tortured people, and it just, like, this guy's really into this stuff. I mean, and not in a weird way. And he was a very cool professor. Ended up being my favorite, and but it got me into it, and I had a chance of visiting England at the time, and so I wanted to go see the stuff, and it just, anyway. Have a history degree, didn't use it. Woo! So, on the winter, my other WIP, sorry for the, back on course, the winter design from the Just Cross Stitch magazine. This is, it's hard to tell with the fabric, it's folded a little bit, but, and I'm using, this was a fabric of the month 2 or 3 months ago from Under the Sea Fabrics by Leslie, and I am using the recommended threads. There, you can see the white shows up. It's looking odd on the camera, but the white really does show up well on this. I'm using the recommended, the chalk, and then the Blue Jay thread, but then down here, oh, and the barn gray that they used in the house. But the carrot nose and then the yellow in the windows was just similar colors I had laying around, because I wasn't going to buy, you know, new strands, new threads of, I think it's all gassed that I used for 2 colors, when that's all the orange that's used. And that is, I believe, a cedar bark is what I used, and then butternut squash for the yellow. There's 2 things I did change a little bit in the chart. I just kind of omitted and added. The window in the attic, if you look at the pictures, the chalk drawing does not have any yellow up in that window, okay, what Priscilla drew. The charted image, stitched up part, does have yellow in the window. To me, that's an attic window, and an attic window is not going to be lit up for me in the winter whenever the light's on in the house. So I left that out. And then, because I didn't use the slate fabric that was recommended, which is by Hand Dye by Stephanie, his mouth and eyes were not showing up. It just kind of looked like, oh, she skipped a couple stitches, and you just couldn't see it. So I used the barn gray in the house to stitch where those empty spots were that were supposed to be the eyes and mouth. And that's probably all that I will end up changing on this. Because it's pretty basic, straightforward, simple. Well, not too simple. It's a lot of jumping around with white. But I like it. Ow. Okay. So that's all I've been working on the last couple weeks. So I want to show this gift that my friend gave me. We get together monthly and either scrapbook or stitch, like sometimes I cross stitch. She sews a lot. That's her thing. And she did these for gifts for family and friends. Sorry. My kid's got kinetic sand all over the table. So anyway, she made these as gifts to give to family members, female family members, and ended up giving me one. This is a sunglass pouch. It says Sunnies. I hope that's not backwards. And sunglasses in. It's quilted. We used, actually used my Silhouette Cameo die cut machine and bought glitter heat transfer vinyl at Joann's, and she cut out the word Sunnies using that machine, and then we ironed it on. So I did help a little. She used my machine. And then this is a little earbud case to put your earbuds in, keep them in your purse or car, around your stitching stuff, which is what I'm doing. So cute. And then she also gave me this fabric that I just said, ooh, I want that fabric. That's awesome. And she gave it to me because she loves me like that. And there's maybe a third of a yard or so total. But I thought I would do a grime guard out of this. But it's a navy blue with scissors all over it. Isn't that fun? So I'm going to make a grime guard out of it. And then I'm hoping there's enough to do 2. And then I'll do 1 as a giveaway. But I'm pretty sure there's enough there. So I'll do that. And then I got... So I won a giveaway the other day on Turbo Knitter's channel. Kenneth, thank you. This is just... Oh, I was so excited to get this in the mail. Okay, so yeah, I gave him my information Monday, and this thing arrived Wednesday. We don't live in the same state. I had to check. I'm like, are you next door? No, he is like south and to the east. There's several hundred miles between us at least. So that was pretty awesome. Anyway, it was for the Dimensions Victorian house. Victorian Charm, I'm sorry. Kit. And it came with the navy 18 count, which 18 count and I are not friends. But I have an idea, but my husband has shot it down. And look, he used so nicely and wrapped up the threads so they wouldn't get all messed up in shipping. Is that not the nicest thing ever? Except my 3-year-old said, wands! You got stitching wands! So, my thought, and I had mentioned this to him, to Turbo Knitter, I had thought instead of using this navy, I would use, this is from Under the Sea Fabrics. It just arrived the other day. This is NYX. It's an opal linen 32 count, 18 by 26. Isn't that beautiful? That's so pretty. But in the picture, and I was thinking, oh, it'd be so pretty, it'd be all sparkly. But in the picture, you stitch like French knots and then little bits of sky. There's like half stitches and such around there. And I was like, oh, that might take away from it. You know, it may, you know, so I showed it to my husband. I said, what do you think if I did that? He's, well, what would be the point? You're going to be stitching the sky up in it anyway. I'm like, true. So I'm saving this for something pretty. And Leslie, if you watch, I love this. This is my new favorite. Well, from you. I have another new favorite that came from Lucas the other day. And I think I know what I'm going to stitch on it too. So, from Lucas, Fabrics by LJ, I got this beautiful thing. Beautiful. Okay, so my child, which would be the youngest, took off with the little tag, the sticker envelope, baggie. Well, I can't remember if it's 28 count or 32 count. That is beautiful. You see those pretties? There's blues and greens and yellows and pinks and oh, I love it. And kinetic sand. So I think what I'm going to do on this is, have you seen the latest issue of Just Cross Stitch the Fairy by Mirabilia or Nor Corbett that's in there? I think it'd be so pretty. It's kind of the colors. You see that? Oh, everything's looking funky. But it's a real pretty, like, Easter eggy colors. It just, oh. Lucas. I don't know, you guys give me fabric love this week. Love it. I love it. Okay, and then I got one little thing from 1-2-3 Stitch. Actually two, but one's kind of boring. I got a new punch needle tool because I've lost mine. And then I got the Lizzie Kate little coffee kit. It comes with the buttons and the fabric. But I don't remember who, I saw someone on Facebook, she did it, and I think she had matted it up in a white frame. I was like, that is so cute. I mean, it was matted and in the frame, and I need that. So if you can't, I'm in the kitchen, and I know it's an exciting part of the kitchen, but the other parts, and it's Friday, you know. So, but the green and the Java, I want to paint in here really bad. It's been this way since they freshly painted before we moved in. We bought the house in 2006, and they had freshly painted it like a month before, like every room in the house. So, I still like the color. It's just, you know, two little kids. It's getting kind of dinged up and just, there'd be so much touching up. Might as well just redo it. Okay. And I got some needle minders. I think I'm nearing the end. Man, I cannot talk like you all do. And I can talk. But you know, gee, hate to get some on my page. But, you just turn that frown upside down and love me again. So I got these two little, happy little Easter rabbits from Cassie. Aren't they so pretty? They're wood. I like them a lot. And these just came today. I'd ordered from Gina. So it's kind of a, okay. All my friends from the 80s, those of you that love the Care Bears, you will understand this one. Okay, got a Care Bear, right? She's happy. Elizabeth saw it and said, "You got a pink piggy!" No, it's a Care Bear. Oh, so yeah, you got Care Bears in your room too. But she has no idea what they are, just that Mommy makes her get them. And then, I got Star Wars coffee. Because I love Starbucks. I like Star Wars. It's a perfect combination. So, I don't know if I have anything else to talk about. I mean, I know a lot of people have been doing like the vlogs and things, which is fun. As long as we don't get creepers. And, yeah. I mean, everybody's been doing fun stuff lately, you know? Like, Tracy did her vlog, kind of through Epcot. That was fun. I was there when I was 8. I don't remember much. I remember Captain EO. That's about it. That's all I remember at Epcot. Trisha showed off her pretty chickens. Oh, so pretty. I want chickens. I'd show off my cats, but, you know, they're kind of... That's exactly what they're doing on the couch right now. They're out for the count. Kids are gone for the night. I'm going to stitch. You know, one thing I do want to say, and this is a good thing. I have nothing to complain about. I keep the drama to myself anymore. But I am so happy to see more male stitchers popping up on Facebook and Flosstube and Instagram. It's just awesome to me, you know, that it's just fun. I love seeing more people doing it, you know, and I mean, we've got young people popping up, you know, cute little Kiwi. Oh, she's so darling. Popping up with her videos. And, you know, we've got the men coming in. I mean, we've had Garrett. We love Garrett. We had Moose Stitcher for, what, a day? And he's gone. Wish he'd come back. He was so funny. You know, we got the tattooed Stitcher. Isn't he Instagram now, I think? Bearded Stitcher. Love you. Love your kittens. Although I want to buy them all. I know you know, I'm going to buy them all coats. For kittens. To me, a cat is full of fur. So it just cracks me up. But I know my husband would love to have a hairless cat because he, you know, practically owns stock in those lint rollers. But I say embrace the cat hair. Love it. I've got Lucas, who we love. We all love Lucas. And Turbo Knitter has popped up now. I think there's some more men in the knitting community and crochet. I mean, obviously, Lucas's name is Brochet, I believe. So, it's just nice. It's nice to be more well-rounded, I guess we are. So, bravo. Flosstube. So fantastic. And I know someone was talking on Facebook, asking recently how Flosstube started, who started it, what was going on. I don't have an answer for that, because I know it was around before I started watching, because I had dropped out of cross stitch for a while, and honest to God, I never thought to look for cross stitch groups on Facebook, which drives me insane, because I was in all these scrapbook groups, and I've tried to do weight loss groups, and healthy eating groups, and child rearing groups, and mommy blogs, and why wouldn't I ever think to look up cross stitch on Facebook? So I was so glad, you know, it's been almost 2 years now when I did. But I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, I know people were mentioning Flosstube. And I was like, I don't watch YouTube. I mean, I watched it for scrapbook videos when I would scrapbook. And one day I decided to pull it up, and I don't know how I got to it, but Moose Stitcher was the first one I watched. And I was like, this guy's funny. So Moose Stitcher and Garrett were the first ones I ever watched on Flosstube. Then kind of didn't watch them for a while, and then Stitchmania, when we started, you know, we all started the, well, Garrett and Angie started the group, but when we all started doing our little videos and what we were doing, and that's when I started doing videos and really watching them. So, anyway, I know the first one I ever watched was Moose Stitcher. So, or Stitchy Moose. Do you remember? Red and black, it was flannel. He had flannel, red and black flannel on his thing. Stitchy Moose? Stitcher Moose? I don't know. But he disappeared. Sad. He was so fun. So, anyway. So we're in almost 30 minutes. And I know some people can... some of you guys you stitch fast. And I love that. I love seeing everybody stitch fast. I get so distracted, though. Because usually the kids are around me. And... I can't stitch late at night. I get so tired anymore. Yeah, I try to stitch during the day and stitch in the evenings when my husband's helping with the girls or playing with them and got them occupied and off me for a little bit. And, you know, sorry, tired. I've been exceptionally tired this week and I don't know why. And it's really annoying. And I've had like more caffeine every day this week than I've had in a year. And I don't know. Just tired. So, all right. It's 6:55. I'm going to go get some stitching in while the house is still quiet. And, again, shoot me a comment if you are interested in the magazine. And I'll do a drawing in a few days. Or next week. And let's chat soon. You guys have a great weekend. I hope everyone's healthy. We're finally cold-free, and I know it won't last. I shouldn't have said that. They'll all be puking in bed at night tonight now. So, everybody have a good weekend.